which will really propel the growth which India is seeing in the biotechnology space. So with me here are leading CRO companies in India. No better to share their thoughts and their views of where we go from 10 years from today. We are at a particular stage where we have already proven our credentials to the globe. And I guess it's very important to understand from here what would be the next step or what should be our next aim. So before I proceed with the discussion, I would like all of them to introduce themselves and a brief about their company. Challenges or opportunities they see.
Very good morning to all of you. My name is Manikant Sapudi. I'm the CEO of GVK Bio. GVK Bio is based right here in Hyderabad. It's one of India's leading CROs. We have operations in 4 cities in India, about 2,100 people, involved in various things right from early drug discovery all the way through clinical development as well as chemical development. And we offer an integrated set of services right from starting up drug discovery, early molecule development, all the way up to almost manufacturing. So we can do custom manufacturing in small quantities. So I'll just pause there, let my other colleagues introduce themselves and then make some comments.
My name is CSN Murthy. I work for Origin Discovery Technologies. We actually are based in Bangalore and Hyderabad both. As a company, we are about 620 people in size, largely focused in drug discovery, early stage drug discovery partnerships. We have worked on about 35 different programs over the last 6 or 7 years. Our key focus has been in oncology and inflammation. And we have had the opportunity to work with a fair number of large pharma as well as mid-pharma companies. We certainly think it's a good industry to be in, but certainly not for the faint-hearted, especially at this point in time, because I think things are certainly going to get fairly tough going forward before they get better. Over to you, sir.
Is this working? Is it? No. Hello? Yeah, it's okay. Good morning. I'm Shravan Bhattacharya, Managing Director of TCG Life Sciences. Like my colleagues here, we are also in the contract research business. Besides doing chemistry, biology part of discovery research, we also have a small group that does clinical research. And we have another unit which is in Delhi that's focused on genomics research. We do also have a product that we sell and customize. It's a laboratory information systems software that is widely applied in the life sciences industry. So basically, the TCG Life Sciences is the parent company, and we have these 3 parts. The discovery research, the clinical research, and the informatics product and services. The industry has gone through a rapid change, as we all know here. Lots of players have come in. There's a lot of competition that has grown. I think there is, in some pockets, definitely there are overcapacities that exist, which adds to all the challenges that our industry faces. We have strong competition from China. I think in some ways, maybe the Chinese CRO industry has probably grown faster than in India, because when Syngene got started, my friend Gautam Das is sitting there. When Syngene got started, there were very few CROs in the world. I think there was only Albany Molecular that was operating out of the US. Since then, if you look up the pages of CROs, there's probably 100 CROs in India and China each. So there is a lot of competition that has set in. But the way that we have been able to work very closely with our clients has given us a better understanding of how research has been done in the Western countries, where innovation has been basically invented. and India is trying to catch up there. And so I think the greatest benefit that we see with our CRO industry and the rising importance comes from the fact that we have learned in the process of these collaborative research, and we think that fairly soon we should be able to handle a significant part of the early discovery chain as well as the early development chain. So I think on one hand there are challenges ahead, but on the other hand I think there are great opportunities.
Wow. Since, as you see, there's a lot of CRO on the panel here, so we would also like to, from the audience, someone from the pharma industry, because Mani did suggest this, that maybe we would also love to hear what are the pharma industry thinking. For the CRO perspective, it could be that we all are growing, But does the pharma or the biotech sector also think that, CRO is important for them? Because currently, whatever we see, Indian outsourcing, not that great. Global outsourcing, yes. So where can we, a synergistic model can be developed. So we will keep this audience to be more interactive. So, if there is something, an opinion to be added, please keep your hands up and we'll, take it in the event of our discussion. Okay, so, probably let me start off with, since Swapan did touch about the China threat, and do you agree, Mr. Murthy, do you think that India can beat China in the next coming 5 years?
We are actually not competing with China as much as we are looking for opportunities for growth. So in that sense, I think it is more important for us to worry about how do we find a niche that will allow us to create value even as a different kind of competition emerges from China. I think China is becoming more and more difficult competitor for us, not just because there are a lot of companies there, but also because I think the way government policy is set up, which actively encourages investment in China for, in some ways, market access as well for companies which are investing there. That's something that we can't really achieve in India. Certainly none of us sitting here on this panel can make that kind of a change in approach from the government perspective. So I think notwithstanding that, if there are ways in which we find that we can add unique value because of where we are situated, we will have to start focusing around those to see how we can stay relevant to the pharma and biotech industry.
Wow.
I'll just add to that. I'm reminded of the time when the internet was just becoming big and everyone predicted the death of airlines. And there is a space for the internet, for video conferencing. There is a space for airlines and traveling and face-to-face meetings, and they will coexist. So I don't think there will be a situation where all outsourcing will happen only in China or all outsourcing will happen only in India. I think there are certain business reasons why companies go to China or India. Both China and India are big markets for pharma companies, and pharma companies would like to have their presence in local geographies. Of course, I think the policies of China currently are favorable for some of the larger companies to set up their own R&D departments in China. And as a result, they need an ecosystem to do work locally in China, and hence we are seeing. So if you look at some of our competitors, WuXi or Shang Pharma, and since they're public companies, they report out all their results in detail. Their growth from local China markets is going in the 80-100% growth. It's a small number right now, but the local biotechs, the local pharma companies, the big pharma that are local in China are all working with the Chinese companies there. So I think that's a huge growth, and that's not happening in India right now. I think the other advantage China has right now is a lot of scientists have gone back to China compared to India, and this is deep science. It is stuff that India has not been doing for a while. India is known more for its generic industry, not for its discovery industry. China did not have a generic industry like India did, but a lot of scientists who worked in big pharma in China, in the US and in the West, Chinese and Indians, had the opportunity to come back, but a lot more Chinese went back